Hey, good everyone, it's Chris and Sam here from Bayleys. This is our quick roundup of the latest NZ real estate news. But first off, Sam, we're in a cute little spot today.
So we're in Hobsonville at Limeburners Bay, which is a master planned coastal community. The first stage of these homes are on track for completion by Q3 this year, and there's 2 and 3 bedroom layouts priced from $840K. So if you're interested in learning about more, you can get in touch with Matthew Haynes or Jevon Chow from Bayleys Northwest.
Yeah, cool. And so Sam, we're in one of the 2-bed layouts. Mate, what do you like about this one?
Yeah, well, this one on the end has like the most amazing views of the harbour, really beautiful spot.
Yeah, super cute and thoughtful design, like I think nice interior. So yeah, they're doing a good job out here, so worth checking out. In the news this week, we obviously had the big one, Auckland Council released their new CVs.
Yeah, so this was a little refresh on the values from, if you went back to 2021, and the changes since there to May 2024 where they were revalued. For residential, on average, values were down 9%. For rural and lifestyle, it was up 4%. For commercial, down 5%. And for industrial, up 5%. So a bit of mix of directions there.
They sort of released a couple of like little sound bites for it. So the movements vary depending on where you are in the region. Areas like this were a little bit more resilient than some of the more central areas, and that tended to be linked to redevelopment opportunities and that sort of stuff. And then really the other big fact is the objection process, right? So if you were maybe not keen on your CV and wanted it to be reviewed, you've got until 25 July to submit for an objection. And as part of that, Sam, you need to have some intel on CV and land value for the property.
Yeah. So if you wanted to get in touch with our residential valuation team, will be like a link or contact details.
Yeah, sweet. So I'll chuck that in the description, and you could also have a chat to one of our agents if you just want to get a rough sense check on it as well. Also this week, Sam, we had the latest StatsNZ data on internal migration. And this is quite cool because we haven't seen this data in a while, right? Yeah,
so this is comparing where people lived in New Zealand in 2018 versus 2023. And of the people who changed addresses, 77% of them moved within the same region, and 17% moved to a different region but on the same island, so like a North Island move.
Yep.
The interesting things there was a migration loss in Auckland for internal migrants leaving Auckland rather than internal migrants moving to Auckland.
Yep.
And for movements to the south, they kind of saw a trend towards Canterbury and Otago receiving the most migration from the North Island.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. I guess it would pick up on some of the anecdotes that you hear around people maybe moving down to Queenstown or Dunedin or Christchurch.
Yeah.
And I guess this is separate to the international migration patterns, but quite cool to be able to see like a picture of what's happening internally. Yeah, cool. Next up, we've got our sales snapshot for the week. And so, Sam, we've got something a little bit different this week.
Yeah, so we've got a snapshot of properties from the Total Property 3 campaign.
Yep, sweet. So these are commercial, industrial. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so I've got a property. It's 2 Dilworth Avenue in Auckland, Remuera Masterpiece. It's a 453 square metre character building on a 981 square metre site with 13 car parks, fully refurbished and upgraded, including seismic strengthening. This one was marketed by Alan Haydock and Damien Bullock from Bayleys Auckland Central and sold for $4.427 million or 9,800 per square metres of floor area or 4,500 per square metres of land.
Yeah, cool. And then for me, I've got 53 Riverbank Road in Otaki and Kapiti Coast. So this is the Kapiti Cash Cow modern purpose-built storage complex comprising 85 units, fully automated facility built in 2022, managed by storage specialists. Net income approx $170,000 per annum. This was marketed by Simon Butler and Fraser Press from Bayleys Wellington. Sold for $2.65 million or about 6.4% yield. So 2 good little investments there. Next up, going offshore. So just an interesting little article in the Economist looking at how real estate agents in China are trying to sell flats at the moment. And what you might have picked up around the news is that the Chinese housing market's been quite slow, and there's also been this build-up of new homes for sale. And this article talks about some of the crazy antics that are going on. And so some of the examples that they mentioned in there were down payments or deposits being slashed down to $1. You've got barter going on, so accepting goods as down payment and or payment for units. And they use one example of someone trading 430 tons of garlic for 30 apartments. Interesting. And then on the agency side, agents doing live streaming for housing and also using robots to live stream house tours. And there's even been cases of scams involving developers posing as girlfriends to entice boyfriends to buy houses.
Right.
So just a really interesting little article if you're into something a little bit different. And then finally to wrap up, we've got property of the week, Sam. So mate, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, so I've got a property in Howick. It's 34C Rodney Street. Family living in the heart of Howick, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms on 518 square metres. Thoughtfully designed and built to a high standard, ideal for growing families, and a contemporary kitchen and top of the range appliances. So if you're interested in this one, you can get in touch with Lawrence Liu or Wendy Wu from Bayleys Howick.
Yeah, cool. And then for me, I've got this property right here. So we're in Limeburners Bay in Hobsonville. It's a master planned coastal community. 2 and 3 bedroom layouts available, priced from $840,000. We're in one of the 2 beds today and it's super cute. First stage of homes on track for completion in Q3 2025. So if you want to learn more, contact Matthew Haynes or Jeff Chow from Bayleys Northwest. Well, that's it. We'll wrap it up here. So big thanks to the vendor, Jeff and Matt, for hosting us today. Cheers, Sam.
Thanks, Chris.
Sweet. And see you next time. See ya.
Yeah.